Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, I've been thinking, what are these reports really about? What is the importance? And I think that the most important thing I can do for anyone that I'm trying to bring to fish the area is, first of all, you got to tell them what fish are here in the area and how do we catch these fish. When I talk to you folks about my northern pike fishing, which is a tremendous thing for me, I want you to be able to go out and do the same thing. So I want to share some of these techniques and what works, how you can do the same thing. And I really believe you can do that. So speaking of northern pike, I got to tell you, this early season northern pike fishing has been phenomenal for my buddy Rust and I, and for me when I go alone. And I gotta say that I've never seen so many big northern pike. Now, normally when we've been going out, we've been catching at least 10 northern pike every time we go out. So how are we doing it? And I've told you that I'm using bucktail jigs, and bucktail jigs work tremendously right now. But right now is right now, and I'll tell you, things can change by the day. And what's the biggest thing that can change to me? These bucktail jigs work so well, but they sink down, and you got to have the right weight on the jig head to fish that depth of water. That's really critical. We've been using 1/8 to 1/2 ounce jig heads. There's a big difference between a 1/8 and a 1/4 and a 1/2. There's a huge difference in how quickly they fall. And here's what's important this time of the year. Right now, the reason these jigs work so well, you can make them look like just about anything. But the reason you can is most of the places these pike are right now are where there's going to be massive weed beds a little bit later. And right now, as the temperature goes up, the weeds grow so quickly that what was a great place to fish a week ago may not be right now. And this is something I think is important for you to understand. The average person has probably never fished bucktails. The other thing that works wonderfully for anyone that's never caught northern pike is to use spinner baits. A number of colors will work. But we have found in this early season, we haven't caught a northern pike on a spinner bait. It's been amazing. We've thrown them and thrown them. And the pikes see them, they hear them, they hear the sound the blade makes and the clicking sound, and they see the flash, but they're not striking it right away. So maybe here in another week, the spinnerbait will become your favorite bait to use. But until then, I think it's important that you do realize we have an awful lot of northern pike here in all the bays and the backwaters of the St. Lawrence River. Those pike will start to go deeper as it gets warmer. Normally, Memorial Day is one of the best times of the year for northern pike fishing. This is a key time right now. So if you've never caught northerns, we live in a great area where you can do so. And my recommendation is that you use either a spinnerbait or a spoon right now. I think that would work the best. You can buy already made up soft plastic paddle tail minnow-looking baits. You can get them in any store. One of the really good ones is a mimic minnow made by Northland. And then Storm makes some shads. They call them shads, but they're exactly what I'm talking about. They will look just about the same as a bucktail jig in the water. Their hook is exposed. They come all ready to go. All you got to do is tie them on, throw them out, and start bringing them in, and they'll wiggle. The paddle tail will wiggle in the water. They can be very effective, and they can look very similar to what a bucktail jig is. But the other thing to keep in mind, as the weeds grow, you're going to need something that isn't getting caught in the weeds all the time. And that's why spinner baits or spoons can be really effective. They can work their way through that water, and they normally really are attractive to pike. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.